welcome. Week 3. It's gone so quick. It's gone so quick. Saying that, we were delayed this round, but it still felt quick anyway. Lots happened. Lots of mayhem. Lots of deaths. Some turn 16, 15 scumbag fouling. All sorts. So let's jump right in. We'll have a look at the different teams, look at the results, and go from there, I guess. Schedules. So, first off, as expected, as I was playing basically a better version of Undead, the Zombies picked up the 1-0 win there. Couldn't really get any removals till later on in the game, and obviously his regen's 100%, so ended up 1-0 there, not getting a lot from the game, unfortunately. It was quite a boring one as well, so I was glad to have that out the way early on in the season, so I don't have to go through that horror again. Then we had the Rotten Deadskins versus Sirius United. So again, this is another matchup, Undead versus Necro. And unfortunately, or luckily for those players, it couldn't take place. So we didn't have 2 snooze fests in a row. Then we had the Nagaroth Shadow Warriors versus Skanks and Sore Ass. Like that. 1-1 draw. Really good effort from both coaches. There was an absolute scum foul, turn 15 from the Lizards coach, and I told him afterwards. I was like, "You can't do that, man. Or that's a bit rude." And he went, "Fuck it." He goes, "Fuck that guy. I'm gonna foul him again." No, he didn't say that, but it was a good match, 1-1 draw, and I think a fair result for both the teams. I think the Elves got a bit smashed up in that one, if I'm honest with you. So we'll have a look at that in a bit. The Tin Town Rats versus the Wieners. Another 2-1 win. Did he win 2-1 last round? Anyway, another victory for the North. So really happy to see someone doing that well on an AV7 team. Big balls there from Deaton to get that win. We'll have a look at what state both those teams are in as well, because obviously it was 2 AV7s running into each other, so that's always interesting. The Stonehorn Striders. So this is an Ogre team versus Feeling Your Mummy, which is our Khemri team. And that's the Khemri's second Ogre team in a row, which is a really rough start. If you've got Decay on your team, you don't want to face 10 Mighty Blow in the first 2 games. Got through it well. 2-0 win. Fairly comfortable there. High Times in P-Town versus Yet to be Defined. Now, I know I'm not allowed to coach. All I'm going to say is, Mr. Ben, do not open on a loner 2 dice block. That's all I'm going to say. Start the game, don't open on loner dice. Just start off, hit with your Saurus, and then go into your Crocs from there. But yeah, I only saw turn 1 of that, and it was very short. It was 1 dice roll, but a really big recovery there for the Wood Elves, picking up a 2-0 win. I believe they got some skill ups as well, and I believe they've replaced that tree that was killed by the rock. So they've obviously done well in their win-ins for the past 2 games as well. So good bounce back there from the Wood Elves, even though I hate to say that. And then the Onion Flaps versus the Congenital Hogwarts. That's a 2-0 win for the Ogres there. I've heard it was a bit of a dice-in, so we'll go and look at the state of the teams after and see what happened there. So that's the roundup of the results. Let's go to the leaderboard, see where everyone sits. We've got Vake or Deaton sat at the top with 2 wins. We've got Show Me Magic also on 2 wins, but I'm saying he's in second because he's playing Necro. Then we've got Ogres rocking in at third. Khemri at 4th with Uber Spoons. Reigning champion 3rd with Ogres, actually, I should say. Crespo, best start to this season. He's had 1 win, 1 draw, so looking really strong. Sirius, again, a decent start to the season. 1 win, 1 draw with his Necro. Then we got the Woodies. So they're splitting the post there. 1 win, 1 loss. But they look to have recovered from their horrible start. Mr. Ben and his yet-to-be-defined Lizards. 1-1 again. Not a horrible start, to be fair. Lebat with his Rotten Deadskins, 2 draws. So, gone nice and even so far early on. Then we've got the Nagaroth Shadow Warriors. Oh my god! Okay, so I don't look this up before I record this. 630. His team value is 630. Like, what the fuck has happened? Yeah, 1-1. Then we got me with the Kritzberg Steelers. 1-1 again. Got a bit of development, so the team's coming along, but not how I would like it to. If I'm honest, I'm not enjoying the Undead too much, but we'll see how they go over the season. I'm sure once they get some more skills, it might become more enjoyable. And then we've got, holding up the table, we've got Gridberg with his Tin Town Rats, 2 losses. Battlehawk, he consistently makes the final, so I'm shocked to see him on 2 losses, if I'm honest with you. And then we've got one of our admins, Crazy. Again, 2 losses on Dark Elves, so I'm interested to see the state of those teams, really. Yeah, interested. I know Crazy's a very good coach, so I'm shocked to see him on 2 losses. Right, let's look at the schedule then. So we start off with Kritzberg versus High Times in P-Town. So let's take a look at... Let's look at High Times. Let's take a look at High Times. Got Jazz here. Boom. So, 1040 TV, 10k in the bank, so it's pretty much spent up. So he's got a War Dancer with Strip Ball. He's got a replacement tree, which will be a bit of a pain. And he's got a Catcher with Wrestle. And then he's just got a ton of AV7. Still no Apothecary. Going into his 3rd game. I've got a bit of Mighty Blow. And 2 team rerolls. So again, good recovery. I'm really impressed that he's been mentally able to stay in that. Like, honestly, if I'd lost my 120... Actually, I did lose my 120k player in the first game. But yeah, it's rough. And he's done well to keep in and bounce back with a 2-0 win, so he's doing well there. So let's look at the Steelers. These guys, they need to perform. They're not performing as I'd like. 90k, so my winnings haven't been very good so far. It would have been nice to get another 30 somewhere and just replace this dude. We've got a Mummy, 2 SPP. We've got a White, 2 SPP, but I've not really got the SPP where I need it. It's all dropping on... The MVPs have both dropped onto zombies. Now, fortunately, it's dropped onto zombies when I've gone and got 2 SPP on them, so I've actually got 2 block zombies, so... That is actually quite nice. I mean, I've got a tough decision to make here. Like, do I buy a couple more zombies and go for a fouling playstyle, or do I replace the Mummy that's AV8, or do I stick with him for a bit, or do I pick up another Ghoul so I've got a bit more speed? So there's a lot I can do. I've got the cash to do some stuff. I'm not sure that replacing this guy is the right thing to do. I'm wondering if even dropping him might be. But we'll have a think. The team felt a little blunt in the game against the Necro without 2 mummies. But to be honest, I don't think it would have made that much of a difference. The extra Mighty Blow would have been nice. So we'll see what he gets through this game. I'm going to call it... Oh, fuck. I hate Wood Elves. I'm going to call it a 1-0 to me. Not because I'm convinced I'm going to beat Jazz, but because I really need a win. Like, 1-1-1 is okay to start. Like, 0-1-2 is not a good look for the season. So I'm picking myself here just because I need the win, not because I think I'm going to win. Then we've got Onion Flaps versus the Stonehorn Striders. Oh, baby. If I'm right, this is the Ogres. It is Ogre on Ogre. So, 1 reroll, Apotho, 130k. Oh, he was 10k off getting his other reroll. 5 Ogres, shit ton of Noblars, no skill ups. Let's look at Onion Flaps. Again, 5 Ogres, 2 rerolls, no Apothecary here. So... It's gonna be down to the dice if they're kind. If they're kind to the Striders, they could Kaz one of the Ogres early and he's gone. I like the extra reroll though, so I'm going to pick Onion Flaps here. Sorry, Battle. I'm sure you're going to do well, but I do like the additional reroll. I think one reroll with Ogres is too low. Then we've got the Hogwarts versus the Tin Town Rats. So let's look at the Rats first of all. Oh, he's out of Storm Vermin. That's rough. That's rough. He's got 60k in the bank, so he could potentially field a lineman, although there's no real point, so we'll get a loner one in here. I'm not sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's got his 4 gutters. Yeah, it's a tough start to the season for Grid. And he is going into... Who was it again? Hogwarts. There we go. The Dark Elves. These are just standard 2 rerolls, 40k in the bank. It's an interesting one. If he can keep his gut runner safe, he could... Gridbug could absolutely dunk on the Dark Elves and just run around them, and they'll be like casualties. But if the Dark Elves are nowhere near the ball, they can't really do much. So I think Skaven out of the box. I think Dark Elves are good, but I think Skaven out of the box have the ability to just outscore them. So I'm gonna stick with I'm gonna pick Skaven. Sorry, Crazy. I'm picking the Skaven there. Then we have yet to be defined Mr. Ben versus the Nagarath Shadow Warriors, which is Joey. Let's take a look. Let's see how they've developed. Let's look. That's tempting. Let's look at yet to be defined, because they've got to be the outer skink, but he's got his Crocs and his Saurus. He's got no level ups. He's got Prehensile there, 2 rerolls, Apothecary. It's a nice start to the team, right? It's going okay. He's facing Joey. Oh my. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Dead Blitzer. Catch her out. Strength up lineman is armor bust. Oh, wow. This is hard, right? No disrespect to anyone here. I think Joey has got a lot more experience than Mr. Ben. Let's put it that way. Joey's a lot more experienced at Blood Bowl than Mr. Ben. Mr. Ben's not bad, but Joey's got a lot of experience, plays a lot of CCR and does really well, and he's just more sort of committed to the game. However, I don't think it's possible to win with that team, because it's a bunch of loner elves, and you're going to burn through your rerolls quickly, and you're getting hit. I'm sorry, Joey. I wanted to root for you, but I've got to pick the lizards there. I'm sorry. Feeling Your Mummy versus the Rotting Deadskins. So this will be Libat's 3rd Undead v Undead matchup in a row. Let's have a look at the Deadskins. 1060. Wow, okay, so he's just gone player spam. Might work. I'm tempted to do it. And he will be facing Feeling Your Mummy, who has had a flying start on Khemri this season. Mighty Blow on the Team Guardian. Couple of blocks in there. Extra rerolls, well, 3 rerolls. I'm gonna pick the Khemri here, just because playing a matchup the other week where I didn't just win on strength with Undead feels really bad, and then him having 4 Team Guardians into 2 Mummies, I think there's a strong possibility that the Undead just get controlled. That being said, Team Guardians, the Mummies have Mighty Blow, and if they can Kaz a Team Guardian early, there's obviously Decay to think about. Oh, am I changing my pick? No. No, I'm staying with the Camry. I'm staying with the Camry. It's close. I'm going to say 2-1. 2-1 there. I think they both score. Now, exciting. This will be game of the week. Magic will be streaming this. I'm just going to assume he is. So Magic, please reach out to me and tell me when you're casting this game because I'll want to watch it. Give me notice as well. Don't just go live and be like, hey, I'm live now. Let me know when this is coming up because I want to get some popcorn. Get a coffee and maybe leave up the flashlight. It's going to be an awesome game. I'm excited for that one. Let's take a look at the teams. So we've got the Zombies. So lame ass Necro. How does he have the willpower to A, use wolves, but B, when he skills one up, not immediately see if it's Mighty Blow, because that's all he's fucking taking on that. It's a good team. It's got a good setup. The Flesh Golems I absolutely love. Some people say they're just expensive zombies, and they're right, but they're expensive zombies that don't move and are strong, and they've got thick skull, and they just set a front line, and it's so difficult for your opponents to move that front line once it's really established. So really love this team. Looks good. Yeah. And yeah, he's facing the Norse. Oh my. He's got 130k in the bank as well. 1060, 1070. Oh, so there's underspend for Vake as well. It's not enough for a wizard. It's not enough for a wizard. I wonder what Vake does here. I wonder if he picks up some subs at this point. Or maybe grabs another reroll or something. I cannot wait. Genuinely, I know this is really lame. I cannot wait for this match. Because they're both, two of the best coaches in the league, easily. Magic's way better than I give him credit for, but it's just because he plays tier 1 teams non-stop. And he's going to tell you that he's played Goblins, but he did it for one season. So yeah, really excited to see this one. I'm going to pick Vake, Deaton. Everyone's got so many fucking names, haven't they? I'm not really one to talk, but yeah. So I'm going to pick the Norse just to piss Magic off. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I've got a feeling there's something special about this Norse team, and I think they're going to be 3-0 after the first week. And then we've got Skanks and Sore Ass versus Sirius United. So let's take a look at the Skanks. That's nice. Block. Okay, movement is a bit annoying there. So they've got a couple of injuries, but there's nothing that, I take a strength 5 Saurus in a long league. It's fine. He's got 80k in the bank as well, so he's got some stuff he can do. He could actually just flat out replace that guy if he wanted to. I've got a feeling he's saving up for an Apothecary. He should buy an Apotho here. Buy an Apotho. Buy it. You need an Apotho. You've now got something. You've got 2 things, technically 3, that are worth using an Apothecary on. So I would suggest that you pick one up. And then he's playing another fucking Necro team. And he's got a Dodge Wolf. Probably takes 30 player on this zombie. Yeah, this is an interesting one. 120k, so there's some stuff he can do as well. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to pick my boy Scott. I'm going to pick the Sore Asses, or the Skanks, or whatever they're fucking called. I'm going to pick the Lizards here. I think that Adu4 Skink, if it's used properly, will wreak absolute havoc. There's no tackle on that Necro team. And while they might have a numbers advantage, they could find themselves down players quickly if the Saurus gets rolling. But yeah, I think that's it's looking pretty good. If I go back to the leaderboard, playoffs are the top 4, I believe. So what I'm going to do now is I want to make a mid-season prediction about who I think is going to make the playoffs this season. Because it looks like, I was like, maybe we'll get one season in and then Blood Bowl 3 will come out. But with the announcement yesterday, I think we're probably going to be here for a couple of seasons. And I want to see, right, top 4. I can definitely see Deaton, and Magic in the top spots in that top four. I think while Big Floor is an amazing coach, and obviously he's won this league, I think with him being on Ogres, he will eventually start slipping down the standings. I think... who do I think can come back? There's someone... Because it's a long season as well, guys. Everyone that's on a 0-0-2 start, there are like 10, 11 more games left to go. I've not even worked it out. There's a long season left. Even if you team like Joey's team is fucked. By the end of the season, it could be 1,500 of just horrid elves. So yeah, these two... I'm going to say... Is there anyone lower down? Because if I just pick the top four, that's a bit lame, isn't it? I don't think Big Floor's going to make it with Ogres, although I'm sure he'll be happy for me to eat my words. I think there's a strong possibility the Khemri. I think the Khemri have got off to a good start. And there's not going to be a lot of Claw Mighty Blow in the league. So I think there's a strong possibility that they're going to flourish, unless they have one of those nightmare games. And then who do I think is going to take that last spot? I'm going to say Jazz, or Spectra, or whatever he wants to be called. I'm going to say my top floor, Deaton, Magic, Spoons, and I'm going to say... I'm going to call him Jazz because that's what it is on here. So Jazz has only ever really played Bash teams. I've played him in a final before. You'll notice my trophy because I won. But it was a really close game, and he's got like so much better. So I think he's been playing Blood Bowl a few years now, and I remember actually playing tabletop. It might not have been with... I think I was playing someone else, but I think I was there for like his first tabletop game of Blood Bowl, and he's improved so much over the course of those few years. So I think with Wood Elves, with the ability to score so easily, and he's a bright lad, I think Jazz is going to have a really strong season. Obviously not against me this week. He's going to get smashed, but yeah, I think he's going to get that fourth spot. I think I'm going to finish... I'm going to say 8th. I think I'm going to finish 8th. I'm not comfortable with the undead playstyle. It's not sitting well in my head. So I've got some time to maybe work that out. But I don't see myself making a push for the top. But that being said, that was my dog, by the way. That wasn't a massive fart. But that being said, I've got time. If I do pick up some wins and some SPP, you never know, I might be able to challenge for one of those spots. Raised the question in my head, what do we do for the teams that don't make playoffs? Because they'll miss out on one or two games potentially, but I don't know, we might just leave it. We'll see. Also, if anyone is interested, I'm going to put together a NAF Styles, wait for it, Sevens tournament. That's right, Blood Bowl Sevens is coming to Chillax. You have to use your imagination a little bit because you have to put more than 7 players on the pitch. But we'll just put the players that aren't in play in the end zone and work it out like that. I'm going to think about a rule pack over the next couple of days. I'm going to base it closely on GW's rules, but I might put a little bit of a twist in it here or there. I might make it a res tournament, so you don't need to worry about how you use your players, and I'm thinking no rerolls as well. So if anyone's interested, drop a like on the video, drop a comment. That'll mean that people that don't play in this league see it, so that'll piss them off, which is great. And yeah, thank you everyone for getting your games played. One thing I will say, there's been a couple of games missed. I'm really happy with how people are handling it though, because they are reaching out to their opponent, they're reaching out to the admins ahead of time, they're not just not turning up for the games. So, the whole point of the league, it's relaxed, real life does come first, and unfortunately you're not going to be able to commit to a play time for 14 weeks in a row, and I completely get that. So if you ever are in a position where you can't play your game, reach out to an admin, reach out to your opponent, and just let them know. and it's not a problem at all. So thank you everyone. Thanks for everyone that got their games played, and thank you everyone for being courteous to your opponents as well. It's much appreciated. Good luck with this week, and I'll see you next week. Hopefully next week I'm going to have Uber Spoons on this with me. We just cannot match up time-wise. I think it's due to the fact that we're rolling like midweek, so I might look to make this round a little bit longer and then end it next weekend. And then that way me and Matt can maybe meet up on a Saturday morning or something like that. But I'll have a chat with him off air. Anyway, I'm rambling now, so see you later, nerds.